Hello, Shiver, all my scrappy friends and anybody that's new to the Shark Scrapper channel. The time is finally here to announce how we're going to run the Shark Scrapper Shark Adoption Project 2 for 22. Come on, let's dive in.
I'm really excited to talk about our 2 for 22 campaign, but I'm really sad about the circumstances that we find ourselves in at this particular time. Yes, I'm talking about the war in Ukraine and the terrible suffering that's needlessly going on over there. And I'm trying to bring up the 2 for 22 campaign in the backdrop of such a terrible, terrible event. So we're going to tie this together. And we're going to make it happen, but we're going to do it responsibly. Because as people have very rightly suggested and pointed out to me, how can we legitimately be collecting up money to give to shark research when there are people that are suffering so much? Well, one of the things that we have to keep in mind is that while we as humans want to, for the most part, work together and help other humans that are facing challenges, whether it's a plague or a hurricane, a typhoon, an earthquake, or unfortunately man-made things like war. We also have to carry on with our lives, especially in the face of man-made things like a war. If we don't carry on as our society, then the evil that starts those wars, they kind of win. But that doesn't mean that we ignore what's going on. So, the 2 for 22 campaign is going to strike what I believe is a very reasonable balance in how we move forward. Now, you'll recall in 2021, our campaign was pretty basic, right? We were trying to raise $3,000. And folks could either put money into my PayPal at paypal.me/sharkscrapper, which is still out there, still alive. You can do that if you want. Or they could send me a check. And then we collected up that money. I was basically matching the donations. We made our $3,000, we made the donation, and we got our shark, Alihikai. So I was really wrestling with how can I make the 2 for 22 campaign more exciting, more meaningful, and at the same time recognizing the challenges that our world faces right now. And so I decided that while I know there are people that are going to donate just because they feel it's the right thing to do, I needed to give something back for those donations. So I did a bunch of research, I looked around, and I've come up with what I believe is a really cool way to do this. I have started a Shark Scrapper Patreon page. So what that means is that you, the viewer, the donor, can become a patron of Shark Scrapper, and your donation will get something of value back from me. Something that I can give to you to say thank you. I've wrestled around, I've done a bunch of research, and I think I've come up with some really cool things that you all are going to like. So here's the way the Patreon is going to work for everybody. So those of you that are familiar with Patreon, you might be patrons of other channels, but it's a really cool app. It allows you as a patron to donate at certain levels. And in return for your donation, your monthly donation, you get things from me that are of value. Now, our first tier, the Hammerhead, $5 a month, and you will get exclusive content. Now, this also really plays in nicely because I've had a number of people who have been saying to me, hey, Shark, you know, I can't keep up with 3 videos a week. I really appreciate all the effort you're putting in, but I just don't have time to watch 3 videos a week. And I get it. I understand that. You know, I watch a lot of YouTube as well. There's a lot of folks that I want to support. I can't get to everybody's videos. So I was wrestling with, all right, if I scale back to twice a week, you know, how do I handle that? So this folds in very nicely because now I can offer at the $5 a month Hammerhead tier content so that those of you that still want more content will have access to that content. And it'll be content that I put together that I think you want. Plus, you'll be able to ask me and say, you know, things like, hey, Shark, can you show us how to take this apart, or zoom in on this thing or that thing, or, you know, focus on this type of scrap or something of that nature. But the point is, it'll be exclusive content for you, my Patreons, at the Hammerhead or $5 a month level. Now, the next level, the Tiger Shark level, that'll be $10 a month. And Tiger Sharks will get the exclusive content from the Hammerhead level. Plus, you are going to get a private invite to a new app called Volley on the Shark Scrapper Volley page. Now, Volley is a very cool new app. It's an asynchronous exchange of information. Imagine a Zoom call, but instead of everybody having to be there all at the same time, you can drop in either a video clip of yourself, a picture of something, a text, and maybe ask the question, hey, what's this board? Has anybody seen this computer before? How do you get at whatever? And then as the other members of the Shiver see your Volley, they can respond. And what's really cool about it is you can either just do a text response, you can do an image or a file response, or you can do a video. Just, you know, take your phone and say, oh yeah, this is what that is. Or record a video and put it up there. It's really a very cool app. And we will be among some of the first folks that are going to be using this app in this way. So I'm really excited to roll this out. Now, you will also, at the Tiger Shark level, $10 a month, get to vote on the name for our sharks. So when we get to that point that we've either made the donation or we're getting ready to make the donation and we have to come up with a name, you all at the Hammerhead level will have a vote in that name. All right, now the third tier, $20 a month. These are the whale sharks. Fascinating creatures, by the way, whale sharks. Anyway, the whale sharks, $20 a month. You get the exclusive content. You get the Volley access. You get the vote. You also get to input name submissions. So again, as we get closer to that point, I'll go out and say, hey, what do you think we ought to be naming this? Now, there's no guarantee that your name is going to be the one that gets picked, because we'll gather up the names, we'll vote on the names, and then we'll go with that, right? So, but you'll get a chance to actually throw into the name. The other thing that you'll get is quarterly, I'll be sending out some sort of merch package, box, something. I have no idea what's going to be in there. We're going to make it up every quarter and figure out what could be fun as my way of saying thank you for being one of the whale shark members of the Shiver. I am really excited because now this is where we go back to how are we going to balance 2 for 22 with what's going on in the world. 20% of every donation made is going to go towards the Shark Scrapper Shark Adoption Project 2 for 22. 20%. We are also going to set aside another 20% that we will donate to vetted humanitarian relief organizations to help all those unfortunate people who are being displaced by the war in Ukraine. So we're going to balance what we're collecting for shark research, because that has to continue. That's important research that needs to go on, with the humanitarian needs that our world has unfortunately been forced into. And I look forward to being a part of this with you, the Shiver. I am very excited about this. And if you've already donated, don't worry, I've got your names. You will go into the kitty. Also, if you don't want to be a patron, I understand. You know, whether I'm asking the $5, the $10, the $20 a month, some people don't want to do that. I get it. I understand completely. So you will still have the option to just make donations to my PayPal at paypal.me/sharkscrapper, or to send me a check and just say, put this towards the Shark Adoption Project. All right, everybody, let's dive in and get to it.